Just want to make
Now
sure
can
you
you
was
see?
good and they can see you. Yeah, yeah, you good now. You
I
good
took the
now.
Wi-Fi off.
All right, it's good. Yeah, yeah. Buick said it's good.
He making sure I'm looking good.
Buick is a sneaky guy. Yeah, that's my guy. I love Buick, man. What up? What up? Big ups to everybody.
Oh man. What's up? You ready to get into this?
Yeah, let me just get into it, man. First of all, how you like your joint all together though? I know you banged out. Like, what you feel about the vibes of it though?
I loved it. I loved it. I have different questions about the album itself, but as a whole, I really like the album. I like when I can listen to an album and I don't feel like I need to like change through songs because some songs is
Mm,
cool and like some songs is not, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
like the
yeah.
fact that the album was like, oh cool, you listen to that all the way through because low key, like you be spitting and you be having all these punchlines, and I low key listen to it because I want to know what I'm gonna hear at the end of this. I want to
Facts,
know what
facts.
the
I
end of the
appreciate
song
that.
gonna be. So, as a whole, I definitely loved it. I feel like it's a super dope album to just rock and to just bump. Like if you just trying to kick it, cruise down, you know, MLK, cruise down NATO Parkway. You feel me, down by the waterfront
Yeah,
or whatever, and
LPO.
not feel like, oh, I'm bumping Christian music or, you know, gospel music. I mean, obviously we want to rep God all day, every day, you feel me? But for
Yeah,
people
yeah,
who might not really be that on that level with God yet, to have something that can bless them and speak to them all while not
yeah.
feeling like they're listening to some Kirk Franklin, then that's the vibe.
Yeah, that's the vibes. I appreciate that. But that was my whole wave for that. Cause I was just like I said, I'm new to this. So I'm like, I was just doing my research and I was like, why everything sound like it's coming at me or it's teaching me something? Why I can't be, I want to learn about this person. I want to hear what God done in your life. I
Right,
don't want to hear you telling me what to do. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
that's why I wanted to create it. Then I had to think about it too.
Hold on,
Like,
wait. What you about to talk
oh,
about?
go ahead. Get busy. Get busy.
what
You interviewing me.
what you
Get
about to start
busy.
talking about? You
Go
might
ahead.
be
Go ahead. I'm
trying
going to
to
let you
answer
start
one
it
of my.
off. Go ahead.
I gotta turn my TV off, y'all. I'm over here with Guardians of the
I'm going to
Galaxy
tell you
making all
something. Yeah.
this flashy flash in the background. All right. So first, for the people who don't know, because there are people that follow me that might be tuned in that might not know who you are, so just go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Okay. Oh, no, my bad. I was penning the drink, my bad. Yeah, it's Rocka MrEverything. Before you caught me off guard, it's Rocka MrEverything, a.k.a. Pastor Rock. Please, Lord, make the capping stop. You hear me? You already know.
So y'all welcome Rocka MrEverything. We are here today to interview him about his recently dropped album, May 21st. He dropped his album, Spirit versus the Flesh. So if you guys are tuned in and you don't already have the album downloaded, make sure y'all go and get it downloaded. It's on all platforms. Also,
Mm.
make sure that y'all get them streams up. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out.
Yeah,
You
facts.
know,
Help a
put
brother
it
out.
on
Help a
before you go
brother
to
out.
sleep.
You know what I mean?
Put
Facts.
it on before you go to sleep.
Yeah,
um,
facts.
either way, let's go ahead and get into this interview. So first, which is what you're about to start talking about, what inspired Spirit versus the Flesh? Like that, the title, and what inspired you to even do the album in general?
Honestly, like the spirit versus flesh, like I said, I just try to put my all into the music. So I kind of tapped into my walk, like my spirit versus my flesh. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Because that's the war we all in. Everybody that's believers, no matter what level you are in your faith, you still
Mm-hmm.
have that fight. You still have that little voice in your head to say yeah or no or oh look at that butt crazy or like you see what I'm saying? It's just a crazy
Right.
so that's why I had the album cover, just a collage of just so many different things that's just in society that represents the isms of life, from
Mm-hmm.
classism to racism to the drug epidemic, and I just had that like the flesh versus the spirit. So that was just the vibe of that, just to give me the concept of it. And
Okay.
honestly, yeah, what pushed me like even more, and I tell you this, my best friend, my brother, Dre, rest in peace, Dre. Like I always mention him on all my joints, but before he passed, we was planning on dropping the Mighty Music Mondays freestyles, which I've been doing every Monday for the last 2 years, and then we was planning on
Mm-hmm.
working on the album. And he will always tell me, he said, "Yo, you can change the game. Like just mix your flow in about God, bring the streets and God together." And I just
Right.
took his advice and just start going in because the main thing was I was getting tired of just trying to be so fake. I just wanted to be raw and be myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. And
That's
as
just the vibe, man.
believers,
Rest in peace, right?
as believers, that is like it is a daily war, like our spirit versus our flesh. Like
Mm-hmm.
walking daily as a believer, being a believer, and making sure that we're trying to live as godly as possible, all at the same time trying to be in this world and not of this world. So
Facts.
definitely a challenge.
Yeah,
Quick
you know the
shout out,
way.
bro. Quick shout out. Your album cover is dope. I don't think I've ever seen an album cover that big.
Ooh.
Like, y'all really got to get into that album cover and look at it. Go shout out who did that for you real quick.
All right, so listen, this craziest thing, I was scrolling through the gram. This is a local Portland artist named Rice Muffins on Instagram. I was scrolling through a page and I seen a picture that just wanted me to tap in. I was like, yo, can I get this for my album cover? And she was like, no, I can make you one. So
Oh,
people don't know. Actually, I'm going to walk in the crib now. I'm going to show y'all this. People don't know that the Spirit versus Flesh album cover is a painting.
mm-hmm.
So this is me supporting black businesses and just supporting small businesses or whatever else like that. What I did was I tapped into her. Bang. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So this is the actual painting. I did a painting. And then what I did, I tapped into CR the Beast. Shout outs to him. And he do a lot of stuff for my man RJ Payne. And I don't know if he tapped in some of the Trust boys from Trust
Mm-hmm.
with Zelda, but I tapped into him to get the graphics. I love his abstract type of art, like just that, just it's crazy. So I just love that. So I just mixed it too. So it was a coat joint on that. I did something different. I took a painting. I got an actual painting done, and then I got the graphics done to that. So I just try to change the game with that too as well. You feel me?
Yeah, that's tight. I love the
That was
colors.
spicy, huh?
Definitely eye grabbing. Yeah, like sometimes when people have album covers that don't have a picture of themselves on it, sometimes you kind of just scroll past it like I don't know what that is. But this is very eye
Yeah.
grabbing. It's catchy. You see it, you're like, ooh, what is that? Is that a painting? Let me see what that is. Oh, that's the album
Yeah.
cover.
And
Oh,
then
okay. Like
and it's sneaky
that's
because there's
lit.
a World's Waldo type of vibe to it. Because if you zoom into it, you'll see like the upside down cross on the church that's representing people ain't holding the church down right. It's a lot of symbolism in that
Right.
cover. If you really zoom in, it's spicy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
It's super spicy. It
Yeah,
got that
jazz going
sazon
in,
on
yo.
it.
Facts,
Okay, so look,
facts.
man, you turn the album on, you click that intro, and the first thing you hear on there is Dr. Tony Evans, that encouraging, powerful message about
Yeah.
the metaphor about the doctor. Man, what made you start the vibes off with Dr. Tony Evans? How does he inspire you? What does he mean to you?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. Every morning I start off with Evans. You see what I'm saying? Dr. Tony Evans, man. And big ups to him. He helped me to become the grow spiritually heavy. So I always
Mm-hmm.
tap into him. So I was just like I said, I made this album a part of me. So I'm like, I always, every morning when I wake up, I listen to Dr. Tony Evans' podcast. When you first
Uh-huh.
hear me, you're gonna hear what he's talking about too. So it's just a vibe. Like he give you a crazy vibe. And it's just he break it down in a way you can understand too. So I had to start off with my man Evans, man. Big ups to Tony Evans and his whole family and his whole ministry. Fire.
Yeah.
Tap in too, y'all.
And I had really
For
actually
real.
never even heard of him until you introduced me to him and listening to him and stuff like that. So now I kind of every once in a while I'll be like, let me go see what this man talk about. And I know that he's important to you and he influences you a lot. So when I listened to the intro, I was like, of course he had to have Dr. Tony Evans come on that joint, like right in the beginning. We already
Yeah,
know what's
facts.
up. I
I
already
told,
know
oh,
what's
my
up.
fault, not even cut you off. I told my fiance, I told Rhonda, aka my manager, Raw Nor. Big up to Raw Nor Management. She get anybody in the game. We talk to a lot of people in the DMs. You know what I mean? Camera woman and everything. She do everything. She get busy. But listen, damn, I forgot what I was about to say talking about my boo. You know what I mean? We gonna go to another question. When I talk about my boo, I get crazy. My bad, y'all.
Get sidetracked. No, it's all good. So look, there's 12 songs on this album. Which song would you say speaks to you the most on your daily walk as a believer? As a believer, we on this daily walk, like you said, it is spirit versus flesh. But as we write music as artists, as poets, sometimes
Yeah.
things even speak to us differently because our art as artists, sometimes we're speaking for ourselves and sometimes we're speaking for the people. So you personally, as a believer, what song out of all 12 of them, songs speaks to you the most in your walk as a believer?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Every song is something special to me.
Uh-oh.
Every song has a meaning behind it. But I'm gonna name two. You know what I mean? That's special to me. You know what I mean? The first one I'll say is On the Mission. His On the Mission get me into a zone, and that's where I kind of got so personal talking about the deaths in our family that happened in
Mm-hmm.
2018. I opened up to some pain. I talked about my best friend that passed. I talked about, you know what I mean? So that's always gonna be special to me, man, because I took a lot of songs out that I'm saving for volume 2 and other projects that I had to express my pain. You know what I mean? And just energetic, like that's what's pushing him. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. Like every week, look, I'm on a mission. You know how I move. I'd be like, come on, let's get it. Like you already know the wave I'm on. So that one, and then another one would be the last song, the feature with No Mileage. And the only reason I would say that is because, like I said, I just start tapping into the CHH. I'm listening to dudes. I tapped into No Mileage, and I'm like, oh, he fire. He talking that talk and going in. And then me and Rhonda prayed real fast. Lord, in the name of Jesus, let me do a song with No Mileage. Just to play around joint, you know what I mean? Walk by faith. You know what I mean? It was just something that desires in my heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know what I mean? And, you know, when you're walking upright, God will give you certain things. Or it might be already in his plan and you just pray for it. Something he already was going to do for you already. So that's special to me because that came across from a producer that's with Rock Nation that be making moves. And he saw my page and he the one plugged me in with that. And he the one put that song together because he wanted to hear me on the song with No Mileage. So that was a prayer answered. A year later, though. A year. Doing Mighty Music Monday, still doing my thing. Still Faith Without Works is dead. Let me do my thing.
Right.
But, you know, you see what I'm saying? So those are two songs that's just real special to me. You feel me? Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And you know what? When you speak things into existence and you're doing what God has called you to do, it's so much easier to take that as a gift and say, Lord, thank you for that blessing that you gave me. Because this is something that I feel like I'm doing for you, God. This is something that, you know, I'm doing to worship, praise you, to give honor to you. And so you're blessing me back in that way. But with that being said, like, did you think that giving your life? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But the craziest thing is that I'm
okay.
lifting God up and talking about prayer. Guess what? It's not just that one song. That's I'm going to let y'all know. There's other stuff in the mix. So I pray for one, and God is able to do above and beyond anything we can ask pray for.
Exceedingly and abundantly.
That's another scripture answer. Yeah. So I pray for one and just walked in faith, and I got this mad joints on the wing. We ain't talking about that yet, but that ain't just one. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
go ahead, my part. I just want to get that off.
No, it's cool. But I was just gonna say, do you think that giving your life to Christ, and you know, going from the life that you were living to giving your life over to God would have led you to even be dropping a gospel album or a Christian album or whatever you want to say? Like, did you think that it would bring you to this place?
Man, I never thought in a million years I would even be talking about some God. You hear me? Like you see what I'm saying with the bars and really going in. You know what I'm saying? I would never think it in a million years. You know what I mean? And craziest thing, and I reach out to a lot of dudes that DM me and they want to get in the mix. And I feel like a lot of rappers want to tap into it. And I always tell them, let your life get a relationship with God first so it can flow. Like I didn't just try to do how rap and I can just say God and Jesus. You can tell the ones that do that. No, I wanted to talk about my life, my transition, and be real from the heart. The stuff I say in my bars is real. So that's, I mean, like I said, I never thought about it. I never thought about this podcast. It just God put things in my heart, and I just trusted him enough to just move on it. Oh, you want me to gospel rap now? Nah, I'm cool, Lord. I've been fighting this for years. I've been was called to do this, but I said no. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, the death of Dre, half of me died. So I looked at myself as dead. I look at myself as dead now. Like I'm dead. I'm leaving a legacy. This music is a legacy. I'm trying to help people. I'm giving myself away to everybody. So now that's why I carry myself how I do. I don't even count myself as alive right now. You see what I'm saying? So that's just my my way. Facts.
Right. And that's amazing. And that's crazy that that's how you look at it or like how you view it or whatever, because it's like I wasn't even thinking that I was going to be doing this, but here I am doing it and it's paying off and it's working. But with that being said, like prior to doing this, you was putting out secular music. It's all over YouTube and all kind of stuff. Did you ever think that when you made that transition into this, that would affect you in any type of way? Like what are your feelings that revolve kind of around that, knowing that now that you have this positive album and podcast out, that everything that you were before God, before you said, you know what, God, I'm gonna die to myself and, you know, be born again with you. What are your feelings around that? Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I think about it a lot, man. And honestly, it was one part of me that was saying, you know, just a Christian, worldly, oh, let's do it this way that everybody else do. I was gonna take it down. But the realness in me said, know what? I want everybody to see that. Go to my YouTube, type in Rocka MrEverything, go to my SoundCloud, see what I was on before so y'all can appreciate who I am now. So honestly, I want people to embrace it. I want people to watch videos and hear what I was on now, because that's going to show them like, wow, this boy was in the mix. And then look at him. He's still tapped in and he's still talking how he talk. He's still being who he is at a core, but I'm more wholly. I'm tapped into God. My decisions is not just what I want to do, but what would God have me to do. So honestly, in the beginning, I was like not ashamed, but I was like, I don't want nobody to judge me by that. I want them to see who I am now and then go back and see who I was. So I still got it available. I ain't take nothing down. And go look at it. Anybody watching this, go look at some of my old videos. Go type in Buick B and Rocka MrEverything and see the wave I was on. See how I was in the mix. So that way you can appreciate this project even more. So I had to grow to that level. Yeah. I mean, because, you know, of course you'd be ashamed of it because now that you be to a new level. But I said, no, I'm not going to be ashamed of it, hide it like most Christians would do. Most Christians don't tell people their story. You just see them in church and they feeling great. They don't tell you that, hey, I was just for smoking crack 2 years ago or whatever was on. I said, know what? I'm not going to be that dude either. See what I was on. See how God lifted me from out the sewer and took me somewhere else. That's a regular human, a nut out in the streets that was in the mix. Show him what he can do. So I ain't take nothing down. Go look at it. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I just know you, obviously knowing you personally, I know that that's for you. That's like, no, this is where I came from and this is who I was. And to better appreciate my testimony and to better appreciate where God brought me from, dropping this album is just like huge. I think it's huge just as your walk as a believer and just who you are, your character. And it just shows too that like you can really come from anywhere and be something far greater than what anybody else told you can be. You can come from people telling you you're not going to amount to nothing, you won't do this, from being homeless, and you know your testimony is just way too large for this 30-minute interview that we're doing. But with that being said, like dropping this album it's going to impact people that you've touched over years too, like in your past. Like, is that Rocka? Like, well, I remember back in the gap when he was X, Y, and Z, and now look at him. And I think the best part about it, what I appreciate about our friendship and what I enjoy the most about this, is that I kind of got to watch the process a little bit towards the end, but now to be like, wow, but you're about to get married and you have a home and you have beautiful children and you've made something of yourself. And in the midst of that, now you have something to show for what God has blessed you with. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So
Amen.
that's just like my little piece, but
you sneaky, you have some
man,
tough
listening
questions.
to this.
Listening
to this album, man, 12 songs on the Spirit versus the Flesh album. I don't think I've ever heard that many punchlines. Like, would you consider yourself the king of punchlines? Because I feel like
I'm barred up.
I feel like you would give Lil Wayne a run for his money with just punchlines.
Lil Wayne, what's up, man? Like, that's my man. That's one of my idols, man. Like, when it comes to this music, man. But back in the day, when my mans and we was running around with Rough Riders, kissing them, it was a couple dudes in the game that we bodied. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, Cyphered Out and Ed dudes. You know what I mean? You know, so. You know, I mean, that's what it is. Not Wayne. I ain't gassing that.
We're going to have to save that for hip hop history on the podcast. Yeah, so we're going to have to talk about these ciphers that you've been in.
Oh, yeah. With the best. With legends. You see what I'm saying? And penned up. So that's why I say people don't know, like, all the stuff I did prior to God, I said I got to go extra hard with the bar. That's why it's so barred up. Like, one of my friends, shout out to Just Danielle, she said, yo, I don't think nobody on earth has bars in you. Have bars after bar after bar, but it's just love. Like, it's just that's the way I rap. I love to get people engaged. I love to challenge myself and say things in a different way. Anybody can do the regular rap word for word. Just I always try to put some extra, you know what I mean, just extra effort into it. Like, you feel me? Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah, I have like a couple punchlines. I have a couple punchlines on there that I like, but I can't remember them word for word, so I'm not even about to try.
Go ahead. Just say a little bit of it. I'll break it down. Go ahead. What's your joint?
It's the one about something about sucking something up like a vacuum.
I said that the dirt that y'all drop, they suck it up like a vacuum. You see what I'm saying? The dirt that y'all drop.
Yeah,
so I got to take
and
that.
Then
Go ahead.
And then my other favorite one is my pockets.
Start paying my tithes and the pockets got obese.
Yes, that one. Those are my two favorite punchlines. Those are my two favorite punchlines. But look, on the album, your most listened to song right now, from what I could look up, was More Than a Conqueror. What's your favorite punchline in that?
Oh man, I like the part
Because
when I
More
get
Than a
to.
Conqueror is nice.
I like the part. JC, what's up, boy? Listen, I like the part when I just keep it real. Like on that, I kept it real when I said, you know, hold up. Thank you, Lord, for your many blessings. I'm glad that I learned to pray instead of sitting stressing. God will have you walking around
Yep.
that mountain until you get the lesson. These young shooters will come with the text if you don't get the message. But we in spiritual warfare. We got to use different weapons. I seen bullets hit people that wasn't meant to catch it, like an interception. Like that, the way I ran that, Dan, I love that part. That just came, and I'm just really talking
First
to
of
him.
all, yep, you just spitting that real. That's
So
what I love. That's what I love about your album, is that when I'm
yeah,
listening to each song, I'm hearing a story. I'm being spoken to about something. Regardless, I didn't grow up living that hood life, you want to call it, or whatever, But listening to
you're in
your
the mix, but
album,
we're gonna leave it
like
like that. You be in the mix, but we're gonna leave it like that.
yeah, Rock
You
let
be
me
in the
tell her
mix.
my secrets.
We ain't on that. We ain't on that. Yeah.
Oh man, but so my favorite song is No Cap. That's my favorite song on the whole
Ooh.
album. That's my favorite song. So for my own personal benefit, I want to know what went into No Cap and what inspired
Yo,
No Cap, and just what made you kind of come up with that song.
listen. The craziest thing is, shout out to Big
Oh.
Star. He a Philadelphia legend, right? He got a joint called Two Raw Sports, where he's like get up and coming sports players and videotape them. But at one time in Philly, he was the first person ever, and he created the era of the DVDs when people rapping and battling on the joint. So shout out to Big Star. He reached out to me. He was like, "Look, I love the gospel. I love your wave. I want you to do a song for a mixtape." He doing a mixtape, but his young boy put up 60 in high school, right? He like, I forgot the young boy name. My bad. You know what I mean, but he said, dude, do a song for his highlight mixtape. So I just heard and got it in. I listened to a beats. Shout out to Synesthetic. They did my whole album except for one song, right? And then with just the No Cap, I came up with the hook in the studio. I had the verse, and that's why if you listen to it, I'm talking a lot of sports in the verse. The double play just to get home, load the shot with the ball hit to get you like. I mean, so I'm talking sports stuff. You know what I mean? So that's how that started off. And then I was like, No Cap. What's a word these young boys be saying that I can blend in with? So I just heard the No Cap, and I just like Jesus Christ is Lord, man. It's No Cap, No Cap. Like I just came up with it. So that was just the wave. I was doing it for a
That's not
mixtape.
Jesus Christ is Lord, man. That's No Cap. Like, I'm making a TikTok too.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So I
I'll
just
make
came
a
out with that.
TikTok. I'm gonna make a TikTok to No Cap.
Yo, listen, please, let's get it rocking, yo, because that's how that came up. I just came up on that type of vibe, just to throw the oop to my man to show some love to him, and then I mean, I was like, this got to go on the album. This joint is too spicy. I mean, so I threw it on the album, and just to lift him up too. I mean, here Philly legend. Shout out to Big Star. I mean, shout out to him, man. He had the Too Raw for the streets and all that. Like, shout out to him, man. We gotta give these people their flowers while they're here. I know it's my interview talking about that, but nah, we gotta talk about people that paid the way, man. So that's why I kept that on
No,
there, just to lift him up.
but that's awesome. Because that's going right into my next question, and that's what I love about you, just as an artist, is that you always like to give props to people where they should, like you said, giving people their roses while they're still here. So on the album, you had 5 features. So
Yeah.
what inspired you to use those 5 individuals? Because from what I know about you as an artist, you pretty much can rock out by yourself if you need to. But with this album, you decided to have features, and so I know that there was a process that went into that.
Yeah, honestly, I just prayed about it. You know what I mean? Just then, yeah, she was automatically gonna be on my album. I don't care. She on every album. Anything I do, I want to get on it because, like I said, I'm new to this. I tapped into the CHH, and when I heard her album, it's called Different Type of Worship. Y'all check that out. I just was on that. I was in a dark place, like around when my brother just passed. So I'm like listening to her joint, and it was so ministering that I was like, I gotta find this person. So I just tried to find it, Googled her, yo, this and that. And I was reaching out, and I was like, yo, we gotta link up. Like, I mean, I looked at her squad already because of music. So I mean, so that's just her. She was just so special. Everybody else, like I said, I sent these joints out to a lot of different people too. They ain't send a verse back in time, and I had to go with the time, and so I just pushed the album out. So there's a lot of songs on there, like
That was
Better
wonderful.
Example. That's gonna be a remix because like I said, the people that I wanted on there, like I mean, I wound up having a deadline, and I had to push it. So it was just some of the just people that I felt like sound different, and just some of the people I just wanted to bring light to. You know what I mean? The boy Just Pierre, he fired. He killed that verse. Buick Big, bring some light to him. He always been fired. That been my man for years. You know what I mean? So everybody that was on it, besides the No Mileage, that was the prayer answer. But everybody on that kind of handpicked just to give the album a different vibe to it, each song. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of handpicked them just for this project, honestly. You know what I mean? So that's what that was.
I think his name is Pierre.
Huh? Go ahead, baby. Say something. My bad. Raw No one holler at me. Raw No, what's up?
No, it's okay.
Oh, damn. I just turned the camera around. My bad. Come here. What you say, baby?
I was like, what are we looking at?
Oh, yeah. All of them. Yeah. My bad.
No, that's okay. I was going to say that there's I think his name is Pierre or something on there.
Just Pierre. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, I like his flow. He's cool. He's cool.
Yo, my favorite bar on the album, let me keep it real. My favorite bar on the album is when he said, what did he say? It's time to split, baby. What did he say? He said something Solomon, something as wise as split, baby. Remember that on the scriptures when he said, divide the kingdom in half? Divide the baby in half. Like, he tried to run me with that. So that was a crazy bar on that, man. And Buick killed it, too. He said, we should all repent, but we all get bent. Spirit versus the flesh. The earth is a mess. He said, I ain't studied God's word. Now it's hurting my test. Like, so it's just, I don't know. I just love the people that they got on the album. Even the people that didn't make the album, the verses I heard from them is going to be on my next album. They came to bar up. They knew what I expected from them, and they delivered. I'll tell you that. You see what I'm saying? LG Mo on the mix. What's up, bro? We in the mix.
Oh, hey, G-Mo.
Yeah, we out here working. We trying to get this
all right, well,
podcast,
bro. We got a couple more minutes on this interview, which is perfect because I got one more question left for you to leave the people with, which is just what was what was your goal in your creative process with the whole album? What was your main goal with the whole album? What was your creative process and what was when you said, okay, this is what I want to happen when I drop this album?
Honestly, my main goal was to evangelize. My main goal was to sneak into the other side. You know what I mean? Like, my main goal was, like you said, everybody called me gospel rapper, CHH and all that. My main goal was to say this. Yo, why I can't just rap about God and give you bars and just talk about God in my life? Why do I have to be categorized? And if I am categorized, only those people that's tapped into that avenue will benefit from it. And our job as Christians and as just men and women of God, we got to start discipling people and getting other people in the mix. We got to start thinking about souls and thinking about breaking generational curses. So my vibe for the album was, you know what? I want something that somebody could sit and drink to, smoke weed to, and be like, oh, they talking about God, and maybe might pray and ask for forgiveness and want to tap in. The goal for this album was just to the people that don't know about God, for them to tap in, for them to see, oh, this guy, I just Googled him, he in the mix, but look at him now, and he's still talking that talk. Wow, this is good. Like, I had so many people DM me that almost was in tears. Real gangsters, real street dudes, real dudes that's in the mix that was like, yo, dog, like, you helping me get closer to God by this, yo. Like, I didn't even think God was dealing with us like that. And so that was my whole thing, just for the forgotten people. Like we supposed to be trying to win souls. Why we acting like we can't tap into people that just because they ain't Christian or a lot of people are saved, but they just not tapped in until they walk. So a lot of times we misinterpret people out in the streets and think that they ain't never accept Jesus. No, they just trying to grow. They at a different level of growth. So I just wanted to make music for them too, because I feel like the church, if y'all backing me, y'all gonna tap in. But that's tapping to other people now. I don't want to tap into this. Not a church album. This ain't for people that's already in the mix. No, this for the people that's in the streets, that's praying, Lord help me, that's going through stuff, that been through stuff, that want to grow.
Right.
So I try to create something just for everybody. I ain't want to be in the box. That's all. Don't put me in the box. I want it just for everybody. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I purposely did the album with the exploited thing on there, with the album cover, because since the cover had so much stuff on it, I had to do that. And that's why I said the N-word in my intro. I said I don't say the word nigga because they already think that we ignorant. I said that just so my album won't go on that. I did that purposely. So you know what? Tap in. I want everybody to tap in. It's for everybody. You know what I mean? So that was my purpose. And honestly, I didn't think I can pull it off. I just went with it. I prayed about it, and God to other people. They forgetting about them. It's like a voice in my heart said, "What about everybody else? Don't forget about them. Give them something." You see what I'm saying? So I just took it on my shoulders
Exactly.
to be
Yep.
like, you know what? I'm
Yep.
gonna bring the streets to the church. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about the drama. I'm gonna talk about the things I seen. I'm talking about the things I went through. I'm gonna talk about how much I was a nut. I'm gonna talk about how I was trapping. I was destroying society. I was talking about that. And now look at me. Now look what God is still doing.
Right.
And I'm still a nut to a certain extent. And I'm still grow in front of y'all.
Being
So I
relatable.
just had to say I'm not being scared to grow. Yeah, I'm gonna be relatable. I'm gonna be real, and we're gonna grow together. That was just my vibe. You feel me?
Oh.
So you know.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you so
Yeah, I
much for
appreciate that.
answering my questions about the album. I'm
Hey.
so excited for it, and I really, I hope that a lot of people tap in and they lock into it because it's really a dope album. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I feel like it can really touch a lot of people. Especially just because of what your goal is, just bringing the streets and the church together and coming to a common place where we can understand each other and move collectively as a unit, as people of God. So either way, do you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Hey, all I wanted to tell everybody is this. Guess what? That positive
Thank
vibes
you,
for the Atmosphere
Unique
podcast
36.
is about to drop soon. First episodes, we got a song about to drop, and we got the video about to drop. Tune in. Positive vibes for the Atmosphere. I appreciate you, SoLovely, just for interviewing me. Take some time out your day to hold me down, you know what I mean, and hold the squad down. And like I said, guys, we'll be doing big things with you, too. I'm proud to be a part of it from the beginning, you know what I mean? So just keep doing your thing. I appreciate you. You
Thanks.
next up, tell Yee, you in the mix. You know what I mean? Yee in the
Thank
mix.
you.
Tell her like we building. So just tune into that. You know what I mean? Yo, my man Visionary, what's up, boy? He about to be in the mix heavy, dropping something crazy. You know what I mean? Our behind the scenes filming, music videos and everything else. Shout out to her, man. Go ahead, talk a little bit. Let my man talk something. He don't want to talk now. He just work. He like Michael Jordan, little brother, man. You know what I mean? So, Raw No in the mix. Me holler at
Cause he's
Raw No.
shy, bruh. Bruh's shy.
Bro, no, you want to say something behind the scenes? It's my management. This is all people that listen. I'm lifting these people up. My fiance, listen. Anything y'all see from me, she holding that camera for the last 2 years. She in the mix. She setting stuff up. I gotta lift you up, babe. You want to get in the mix and say something more? Just say spirit versus flesh.
Spirit versus flesh.
She gets busy. You know what I mean? So listen, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in. You know what I mean?
No problem, man.
I appreciate the interview, Jazzy. Listen. When you make it famous, just don't forget me. That's all I ask you. You know what I mean? Just don't forget me. You know what I mean? When you make it big.
Gosh.
You feel me?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to holler at you.
Bro.
Y'all appreciate you. All right, one.
Bye.